Hello everyone, welcome to World Through Lived Science Live. This is my science channel. I'm Ushanti Ratnaika, English medium science teacher. From this channel, I'm trying to help students to go through exams well by conducting their lessons and revisions. So subscribe my channel to be updated about new upcoming videos. World Through Live Science Live. Children, from this channel, I'm going to launch a new program to help students who are going to face GCE Ordinary Level examination in this year. So this program is basically for GCE Ordinary Level Examination 2022, which you are going to face within few months. So science exam oriented revision program. Today I'm going to start my session 1. Can you guess what I'm going to do in my session 1? I'm going to give a clue to you so that you will guess what we are going to learn today. This is an interesting biological matter we are learning under GCE Ordinary Level syllabus. Let's get started. Yes, you're correct, children. Human heart. From session 1, we are going to talk about human heart. I know you have learned a lot of things about human heart from your school, from your textbook, from internet. Right, you know main parts, functions, structures, diseases, how to prevent, a lot of things about human heart according to your syllabus. So let's make a review. Let's do a revision about what we know. I have categorized the revision into several steps. First one is I'm going to give you multiple choice questions, MCQs, via a Google form. Second thing is I'm going to give you some structured questions as a discussion from this session 1 itself. Third one is some essay questions to you for your homework. I hope you will stay with me throughout the session. So children, enjoy our session 1 along with gathering new knowledge and getting ready for the exam. Let's go. As you all know, this is a longitudinal section of our human heart. Children, human heart consists of 4 main chambers. Upper chambers are known as atriums. Lower chambers are known as ventricles. In between atriums and ventricles, there are valves. Here you can see our right atrium, and this is our left atrium. This is our right ventricle, and this is our left ventricle. Children, the white color parts are showing all the valves in heart. You can see in between right atrium and right ventricle, they are having tricuspid valve. In between left atrium and left ventricle, they are having bicuspid valve. There are 2 blue color blood vessels joining to right atrium. We call them superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Vena cava means veins. These 2 vena cava brings deoxygenated blood, that is blood with carbon dioxide gas, into right atrium. When our right atrium is filled with deoxygenated blood and when its pressure is high, tricuspid valve, which is located in between right atrium and right ventricle, opens and blood flows into right ventricle. Again, when the pressure of the right ventricle is high, what happens is semilunar valve opens and blood flows into pulmonary artery. You can see 2 pulmonary arteries. These pulmonary arteries are reaching our lung for the purification of blood. So in lungs, exchange of gases, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide take place. Deoxygenated blood is converting into oxygenated blood. Then oxygenated blood is again taking into our heart from pulmonary veins. There are 4 pulmonary veins connected to our left atrium. Now, left atrium is filled with oxygenated blood. We call it pure blood. When the pressure of left atrium is high, the bicuspid valve in between left atrium and left ventricle opens and blood flows into left ventricle. When left ventricle is filled with blood and when its pressure is high, it pumps blood into aorta. Aorta is the main blood vessel in our body. It transports purified or oxygenated blood throughout the body. Therefore, left ventricle has an extra thick wall because it pumps blood into aorta with a great pressure. So children, this is a rough explanation about the main parts and their functions of human heart. Shall we now move to our revision? Okay, let's get started. Right, your structured essay question number 1. I hope you will enjoy these questions, children. Part A. Heart is the main organ of human blood circulatory system. Answer below questions based on the given longitudinal section of human heart. I have given you a longitudinal section of our human heart and have numbered several parts. So in the first question I'm asking you, name the parts named as 1, 5, 7 and 14. Let's see what is part 1. Yes, as you all know, part 1 is superior vena cava. Can you guess what is part 2? Yes, children. Part 5 is left atrium. Then part 7 is showing us pulmonary veins. Part 14 is showing left ventricle. Let's move to question number 2. Which muscle tissue contributes to build the human heart? As you know, there are several muscle tissues in our body. For an example, skeletal muscle tissue, smooth muscle tissue, and cardiac muscle tissue. So, children, cardiac muscle tissue is the specialized muscle tissue which build up human heart. So, our answer is going to be cardiac muscle tissue. You are getting 1 mark. State a unique structural feature of above mentioned tissue. Can you remember the lesson living tissues so that you know what are the special structures in cardiac tissue? Can you remember the shape? Yes, it's branched and it has intercalated discs in between cardiac muscle tissue cells. You can write one of these 2 answers. Write the function of 9. You're going to write the function of part 9, that is allowing blood to flow into right ventricle from right atrium. Actually, we are writing the function of tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve allow blood to flow into right ventricle from right auricle. Actually, children, this valve does another job as well. It prevents reflowing of blood into atrium. You can write any answer. What is the difference of the wall 14 when compared with the wall of 13? Wall of 14 means, children, that is left ventricle. Wall of 13 is right ventricle. Earlier even I told you, left ventricle is having an extra thick wall. Let's see the answer. Wall of 14 has a high thickness. State the reason for above difference. Children, why left ventricle has an extra thick wall than right ventricle? I told you, because it pumps blood into aorta with a high pressure. To withstand that high pressure, it needs an extra thickness. Let's see the answer. It pumps blood into aorta with a high pressure. To withstand this pressure, it has a thick wall. Okay, let's go to question number 6. Name 2 blood vessels transporting deoxygenated blood to human heart. You know them very well. There are 2 blood vessels, vena cavas, reaching to right atrium. Superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Let's move to the next question. What is the name of the protein containing in red blood cells? You know this protein because it's a really common protein in human blood. We call it hemoglobin. State the main important element present in above protein instead of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. So, children, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sometimes sulfur are the main elements containing in any protein. So, instead of these elements, hemoglobin is having an important element, that is iron. Name a disease caused due to lack of above mentioned protein in human body. When hemoglobin is lacking our body, we have to face with the disease anemia. Write a non-contagious disease associated with human heart. Non-contagious disease, non-communicable disease. So you can say heart attack, cholesterol, lot of diseases related to heart. So let's write one answer. I wrote heart attack. I hope you got an extra knowledge with the above revision. So children, this is going to be the homework. You have to write short answers for these two questions. This is an essay questions based on your syllabus. So try answering these questions and you can send your answers to me as a comment. Anyway, subscribe my channel and be updated about my upcoming videos. I hope to see you again with my session 2. Till that, be prepared for the Google form I'm going to send you to study more and more about, to revise more and more about human heart. Thank you very much for participating with my session 1. Let's meet back with session 2. Goodbye, children.